In baseball, or any sport for that matter, you will find rapists, domestic abusers, drug users, cheaters, or any kind of bad person. Most players across sports aren't like that, of course, but they're a bunch of human beings at the end of the day, meaning you're going to find some pretty messed up people. As far as domestic abusers go, for example, Starlin Castro just recently got suspended for violating the league's domestic violence policy. And as for his future with his current team, the Washington Nationals, well, it's not his current team anymore, as they just recently released him. Trevor Bauer is someone who just recently got accused of sexual assault, with the alleged victim claiming he put her in the hospital. Now, that situation is a whole different conversation to be had that I've talked about in past videos and will in future ones when we get more updates on the situation. In this video, I'm going to talk about a young player who pitched in the major leagues, and on the surface, he seemed great on and off the field. He threw triple digits, was a two-time All-Star, and had a very bright future. That is until he got into a clubhouse fight over what music was playing, breaking his own teammate's finger, which knocked him out for the rest of the year. He was then found to be a sex offender and is not only out of baseball forever, but may be in prison for decades to come. Take a second to like this video, and if you're new to the channel and have been enjoying this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button for future baseball content. Filepe Rivero, his original last name before changing it to Vazquez, originally signed with the Tampa Bay Rays back in 2008 as an international free agent. Like I said to start off this video, he had an incredible future ahead of him and actually went on to represent the Rays at the 2012 All-Star Futures game, getting added to the 40-man roster in November of that year. He was later traded to the Washington Nationals in February of 2014, but dealt with elbow inflammation that season, which limited him to only 14 games pitched. Vazquez had been a starter his entire baseball career up until this point, with the Nationals transitioning him to a reliever in 2015, a year in which he'd make his major league debut and had a really solid year out of the bullpen. In 48 1/3 innings, he pitched to a sub-3 ERA, and after struggling for the first part of the 2016 season, the Nationals traded Vazquez to the Pittsburgh Pirates, where he would have much better numbers to end the year. 2017 then came along, and this was the year where Vazquez started to show he is one of the best relievers in all of baseball. In over 75 innings, he pitched his way to a 1.67 ERA, striking out 88 hitters and walking 20. His fastball was consistently around 100 miles an hour, even hitting almost 103 at one point, which was the hardest behind only Aroldis Chapman. The Pirates realized how ridiculously good this guy was and made sure to capitalize on it, signing Vazquez to a 4-year contract with club options for 2 more years. Vazquez made his first All-Star team in 2018, throwing 70 innings with a 2.70 ERA, striking out 89 hitters and walking 24. And the very next year in 2019, he was selected to be on the All-Star team yet again, the second of his career and the second straight year of him getting the honor. Things were going great for Vazquez. I mean, they couldn't be any better. He was an all-star, one of the best relievers in the game of baseball with a 1.65 ERA and 60 innings thrown, and there didn't necessarily seem like there was anything wrong with him. And then one day, there was a report that Vazquez got into a fight with his own teammate in the locker room. According to the report, Vazquez went up to teammate Kyle Crick and asked him to turn off the music he was playing by his locker. Crick said he wouldn't. An argument started, and it got so heated that things started to go physical. Vazquez reportedly asked Crick to hit him, a request that Crick denied. That led to Vazquez attacking Crick, throwing punches, and leading to a fight that featured Crick breaking his own right index finger, and Vazquez, on the other hand, getting 6 stitches for his nose. Vazquez and Crick were both fined by the team for what happened, as Vazquez was fined $10,000 while Crick was fined $2,500. Crick was not happy about it, filing a grievance and claiming he was defending himself after Vazquez attacked him first. This incident between Vazquez and Crick wasn't the only one that happened that year, too. Now, it wasn't as crazy as the fight, but one that led to the Pirates bullpen coach getting suspended for 2 games after getting into an argument with Crick, who had been putting in complaints about Vazquez. So yeah, it's pretty clear that the two did not like each other, and it quickly became noticeable that Filepe Vazquez was kind of a problem. The crazy part is the fact that attacking his teammate while breaking his finger wasn't even near the worst thing he did that came to light that very year. On September 17th, just a week after the fight with Crick, Filepe Vazquez was arrested. What was it? Domestic assault? Sexual assault? Drugs? Well, none of the above. Vazquez was arrested on charges of having inappropriate images on his computer, solicitation of a child, and one count of providing obscene material to minors. The investigation by Florida law officials reportedly had begun a month prior, when officials were informed that Vazquez had a reported sexual relationship with a 13-year-old girl. There are tons of other things he allegedly did with this girl, from sending pictures in the Pirates clubhouse and trying to assault her, as it was just an overall terrifying situation. As of May 2021, Vazquez was convicted on 15 counts, all from the relationship with the girl, including 10 counts of sexual abuse of children, 2 counts of unlawful contact with a minor, 1 count of sexual assault, 1 count of corruption of a minor, and 1 count of indecent assault of someone under 16 years old, and may be in prison for decades. From a future star and one of the game's best relief pitchers, to breaking his own teammate's finger and then getting caught for some of the worst and most horrifying things imaginable with a minor, I'm sure the Pittsburgh Pirates, or any team for that matter, wants nothing to do with Filepe Vazquez. And that's because the law wants everything to do with him.